You need to take the courage to speak your mind, especially if you're a shy and reserved person, just like I used to be. I know how much it sucks, and I can't even relate how much it held me back throughout my life. But it doesn't have to be that way, and I managed to make some progress out of that. And speaking my mind feels natural right now. I don't have that much resistance. I don't have resistance at all, actually. That's why I'm making these videos as well, and I want you to get to that point as well. So let me brainwash you with my knowledge. I'll start with a story of an event that kept occurring in high school all the time. It was in the math class, and you see, as I said, I was a shy and reserved kid, but I was very good at math. I was one of the best in class at math. Quite a nerd, yeah, I know, that's the truth. Our math teacher used to give us problems to solve every single hour, and we would have like 5 minutes to solve the problem, and the first student that would be able to solve it would have to raise their hands, and if the answer was right, that student would go to the blackboard and write the solution down, and that's it. I was the first to solve the problem in almost every single time, but I would never ever raise my hand to go ahead and write the answer down. Why? Because I was afraid. I was afraid of judgment. I was afraid that, my colleagues already knew that I am good at math. They already probably thought I'm a know-it-all. And if I go ahead and get even more validation and praise, they start criticizing me because I'm a know-it-all. But then if I make a mistake, they start criticizing me because I'm a know-it-all that made a mistake. So you see, for me, it was a lose-lose. But the interesting thing is that I was coping all the time. Like, this never came into my mind as I'm afraid, I fear judgment. It was always another type of coping, just like, yeah, it's too comfortable being sat down here. It would be too hard to go to the board and write it down and come back. And I'm quite sleepy and I need to go to the bathroom and I'm hungry and thirsty and all of these coping mechanisms. I never heard that fear bluntly. But you see, me being able to say the right answers in the math class wouldn't have changed my life. We can both agree on that. But the issue is that this fear, this insecurity of speaking my mind was not niched to the math class. It was something that occurred in every single area of my life. And that's what I'm saying, that it held me down so much in so many social situations, because I've always been like this. But at the same time, I always felt the need to speak more, to be more expressive. And if you can relate to my story, then you are in the right place. And what you need to understand is that the reason you feel like this as well is because you don't respect yourself enough. Your levels of self-esteem are down, and you keep outsourcing your self-esteem to other people all the time. That's why validation and praise feel so good. You start your life and every single interactions with the assumption that you're a loser. And you're just like, I'm a loser, I suck, I'm weird and cringe. Please, everyone, just tell me that's not the case. Please convince me otherwise. And when people reject you, you become a lot more anxious. You become very agitated. But when people praise you, you like that. And you're like, yes, finally, I believe it. And you believe it for, minutes, hours, and then you return to your normal state. Because you deep down think you're a loser. So no one can convince you otherwise. This peak of dopamine is just like an appreciation on social media. It does nothing to you. But the important thing to notice is that when you were a baby, you were not like this. I bet you there was no time when you thought to yourself, is daddy thinking I'm cringe if I'm licking this piece of plastic? You never criticized it. You never double questioned yourself. You're always confident because confidence is your default state. And confidence is in you already. That's the ultimate truth. That's something you need to realize for yourself through gaining feedback from the world. When you were a baby, you didn't even, praise didn't feel like it feels now. Maybe praise meant nothing to you. We can't know that for sure, obviously, but truthfully, if you were your authentic and secure self right now, praise would mean nothing to you. I bet that If you're walking down the street right now and there is a guy coming over to you and saying like, wow, you're the coolest person I've seen today, you will take that with you for the rest of the day, and you will just be happy thinking about that, thinking about, yeah, I'm really cool. That means you're outsourcing your level of self-esteem to others. And I know it so well because I've done it so many times. This is literally me from the past. So does that mean that now I'm just cold and I'm just like, well, shut up, I don't care about your opinion? No, like if someone gives me a compliment, I will take it. I will thank them kindly. I will enjoy it in the moment, but it doesn't change who I am. Praise doesn't make me better or worse. I'm still me. And this is the healthy way of approaching this situation. This is the healthy way of living. And this is the way you should be as well. There is no reason that you should be more happy about yourself and hold yourself in higher regards because someone praised you. There is no reason you should just be ashamed of yourself if someone criticizes you. Absolutely not. Now, you need to take the courage to speak your mind, right? We established that. But if you have to man yourself up every single time you do this, if your voices are just telling you, you're a loser, your opinion doesn't matter, no one cares about what you have to say, and you just fight and struggle through that, and you break out of it successful, and you're just like, let's say it, it's time. When you finally say it, it's probably not gonna sound right. Because you're just like a ticking bomb. Your voices are trying to optimize every single word you're saying to sound the coolest or to just say it as fast as possible. And people just realize that something's weird about you, right? You're just mumbling and you are like insecurity is just leaking through every pore of your body. And no one really wants that. And like the issue is not only about what other people want or don't want, but like you don't respect yourself when you're in this state. If you say something, own it. That's the only way to do it. If some words came out from your mouth, own them. Because unless you trust your own words, how do you expect other people to trust their words? Like if I would speak with uncertainty on camera, you wouldn't even listen to 1 second. You would just be able to tell instantly that this guy is full of shit. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. And people spot this as well. People feel lied if you don't even trust your own words. It's a very awkward and, strange social situation to be in. So when you take the courage to open your mouth and say something, be proud about it. Be proud to be in the position that you are saying something to other people, that you are giving some value to other people, right? That you are taking space in the conversation. Take pride in that. Just picture yourself as the abundant king that has no need for validation because this king has already access to all the resources out there. This king doesn't need validation from anyone else. And truthfully, you are the king of your own life. Through your subjective lens, you are the most important person. So why on earth don't you treat yourself as the most important person? It's really a shame. Ultimately, you have to accept the possibility of criticism. You have to truly accept it. Because this might be the case. You will say your mind, you will speak your mind, and some people will not agree with that. And that's just a test. They are testing you to see if you are secure enough or not. And if you backtrack, you just return to shyness. You start coping and you just return to your initial state of being reserved and shy and awkward and introverted. But if you succeed, you earn respect. And here is not only or not at all about their respect, but about your respect, because you start respecting yourself more, and that's the most valuable thing here. Your levels of self-esteem are rising, and that's the idea, really. Understand that criticism is oftentimes an illusion as well. And what do I mean by that is that it is painful, right? No one really wants and likes to be criticized, but your projection of what criticism feels like is more often than not much more painful than what criticism actually feels like. So be aware of this, because your mind might just trick you into fearing criticism so much, into designing everything to avoid judgment. But no one can hurt you. You are not in danger. The world is not hostile. You are safe. And no one can change you, really. You will still be you, no matter what happens. Now, as a final note, I want you to also understand that unless you make a change, no future version of you will make a change. So the only reality in which you are not reserved and shy anymore is a reality where some version of you took the action and decided that enough is enough. We can't be like this anymore. So why not be this version of you in the near future? Because you have a bit of momentum. If you're still watching this video, you have a bit of momentum. You have a bit of ambition to work in this direction. So why not take the action on it? If you want my personal guidance, I have a link in the description and you can book a call with me, and I will be there for you. I will guide you through this process, I promise.